This is the Dzogchen Sunday Lama Jigme Gyatso of the Buddha Joy Meditation School. It is yet early Monday morning. Let us meditate like a Jedi. Bear with me while I set up my side monitor. Let's see, which button am I going to push? Before we begin this morning's silent meditation, together let's chant the second quarter of Spaciousness of Vajrasattva, the meditation classic composed by the great Buddhist reformer Garab Dorje, known as Prahe Vajra of the Swat Valley. Please chant with me. Clinging and indifference are concepts, so to any take two. So to what go like is anything in between. The duality of joy and sorrow arise from the same source of mind. So declares Vajrasattva, refuge of all. Where else could aversion, attachment, and anger arise? One moment, if you please. Whoops, that's what we call pushing the wrong button. Okay, here we go from the top. Where else could dread, desire, and delusion arise, except from the luminous energy of mind? Objects of pleasure are also just this, formulations of the energy of the light of wisdom. Concepts are like vast empty space, but neither space nor concepts ever come into true existence. Abiding in space consciousness beyond the tyranny of desire and directed intent. The freedom of one's condition widens to infinity. Concept-free equanimity is the ground of being, but like the moon reflected on water, it cannot be grasped. Through the divine creative energy that is resounding yet void, the vibratory sounds of speech are manifested. Although the mantric sounds of art and Tantra and their many elaborations express the creative power of infinite consciousness and demonstrate or figure forth a mind of light. Emma, oh how amazing the enlightened realm is never found by actively seeking, and can never be perceived by the six senses. Those who seek it in that way are like blind ones grasping for the sky. One moment. Those who seek it in that way are like blind ones grasping for the sky. Okay, one moment, if you please. Those who seek it in that way are like blind ones grasping for the sky. Aha. A gradual spiritual path of purification such as Gondro is at odds with the effortlessness of the true condition. Realization that does not come by Take two. Realization does not come by following such a path. That is like searching for the end of space. The true condition being what it is revealed as it is, cannot be seen as a path to travel. The state of effortless enlightenment is a source of all. Its manifestations are all marvelous wonders. Past, present, and future. Let's try this again. Past and present abide within the true condition. The eternal now of consciousness is the path for all. This is viscerally empty suchness, the light of wisdom. The realization of enlightened beings, both past and yet to come. This living presence is a universal way. The moon and its reflection on water are non-dual. The mind of awakening is not to be found by those engrossed in Lamrim's fabricated features and stages of the way. Focusing attention on pleasant pleasures and the future consequences is a limiting way to follow any path. It is something to avoid. Is a limiting way to follow any path. It is something to avoid. Past, present, and future are not, or one, not three. Only the past has endured throughout time. The void nature of reality pervades the whole of creation. Its wonderful qualities everywhere to be found. Everything that appears in all the worlds is derived from karma, is rooted in concepts, and is phantasmal in nature. Even the situation of a universal emperor is merely a training ground for dealing with illusion. Those who actively contemplate using the conventional time-bound intellect will never be liberated within the time frame of their imagining. For those whose practice is rooted in sadhana's present striving, everything said about emptiness fully applies. Good morning, Dave. All right, here we go. We haven't completed our opening chanting. Let us now turn to silent meditation. So let's do some quick math. 55 minus 10 is 45. 45 divided by 3 is 15. Let's practice 3 sets of 15 minutes each. So the first 15 minutes will take us to the 25th minute. Okay. So let's shift gears. For the remainder of this morning's live stream, let us sit and breathe and notice and relax. We're going to use 2 methods to gently invite our real or imagined subtle energies to coalesce behind our navel. First, we're going to play with our fingers. Let's use the tip of our left ring finger to support the lower knuckle of our right ring finger, palms up in our lap. As we feel our diaphragm gently pull down during our inhalation, we could silently and mentally recite the verb noticing. As we feel our diaphragm gently reset during our exhalation, we could silently and mentally recite the verb relaxing. It's easy to feel anxious during the free fall of meditation. Therefore, I recommend the use of Bengali crease counting. In addition to supporting our right hand with our left ring finger, we can touch the tip. We can use our right thumb to touch the lower set of creases on its left little finger. This will remind us that we are currently working on our first set of 12 inhalations. To count those 12 inhalations during each inhalation, when silently and mentally reciting the 3-syllable verb noticing, we could advance our right thumb up the creases of each of its fingers. Let's do this together right now for the next 12 inhalations. Having run out of creases on our right fingers, we return our attention to our left thumb and advance it to the next set of creases. And so now you get the basic idea of how we can count 12 sets of creases. 12 sets of 12 inhalations each. Remembering it takes a trifle more than a minute for each set. So what happens if 12 sets elapse and we still haven't met our time goal of 15 minutes? Then we return to our left ring finger and slide it up and begin another collection of 12 sets of 12 inhalations. But we'll burn that bridge when we get there. So let us help our spine to find equilibrium. Curling forward, flexing forward, arching back, leaning left, leaning right, twisting left, twisting right, and our spine will find something of an equilibrium. The moment you have a specific question, good morning, Nets. The moment you have a specific question about Buddhist philosophy or meditation, do not hesitate to type your question in great detail in the chat window, for I tend to check for questions about every 6 minutes or so. Excellent. We come now to the second third of this morning's silent meditation. We're going to use a digital method and a respiratory method to gently invite our subtle energies to coalesce upon the crown of our head. We'll begin with our fingers. This time, let's use the tip of our left index finger to thank you for the love, to rest the lower knuckle of our right index finger, palms up, in our lap. As we feel air enter our nostrils, we could silently and mentally recite noticing. And as we feel air exit our nostrils, we could silently and mentally recite relaxing. Hello, Fire Gamer. Remember, the moment you have a specific question about Buddhist philosophy or meditation, do not hesitate to type your question in great detail in the chat window, for I tend to check for questions about once every 6 minutes or so. We come now to the final third of this morning's silent meditation. We will use both digital and respiratory methods to gently invite our real or imagined subtle energies to coalesce within our chest. We'll begin with our fingers. Upon the tip, let's use the tip of our left middle finger to support the lower knuckle of our right middle finger, palms up in our lap. And now the respiration. As we feel our chest swell with each inhalation, let us silently and mentally recite the verb noticing. As we feel our chest subtly sink with each exhalation, let us silently and mentally recite the verb relaxing. You have taken your first step into a much larger world. Okay, Louis, thank you for the important safety tip. You have taken your first step into a much larger world. If you feel that I have earned it, you could give this live stream a thumbs up. You could even help support this channel. For Meditate Like a Jedi is made possible thanks to the generosity of viewers just like you. In approximately 11 hours, I would very much like to return to lead today's evening recitation, explanation, and practice of meditating like a Jedi. And if you are as geeky as me, may the Force be with you always.